Hello, everybody. Welcome to Back of the Burb, episode 12.
Yes.
Episode
Yes,
12.
sir.
Here we are.
I'm Jeremy,
Yeah, he's
also
sitting
known
in
as
for
Mightiest
Alex.
Yeti.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
been a week.
Yeah, so who
yeah,
are
it's-
we?
Yeah.
We got Matt,
What's up, everybody?
James, Lee,
Lee.
and Eddie.
Lord Beardsley,
Yeah.
fat guy, whatever you want to call me.
Guys, we've been missing this for a while. Let's
Oh, dude,
Oh,
yeah.
can you get
Actually,
the
the
sniffs?
last episode we missed
All
the
right, here we go,
sniffs,
here we
so
Oh, we got a little bit. We got a little bit.
we got a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that was
we
a
got
good
sniffs.
one. All right, sweet.
All right, now that's out of the way.
Tick that box off real early.
So, Jeremy, how was your week?
How was my week?
Since you haven't been on in 6 episodes. How was your week?
My week was crazy at the start.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. So, you remember, last week I jumped in real quick.
Well, yeah, but I mean, a
Yep,
full
yep.
episode.
Yeah, for a full episode.
You are a
yeah.
resident, Final Fantasy / Dragon Ball Z expert.
And pro wrestling.
And
And pro
yeah,
wrestling,
yeah.
right. So whenever those topics come up, you have to get in.
Yeah.
So as you guys remember from last week, I was complaining about how the DLC for the remake for Final Fantasy VII remake was PS5 exclusive.
Right,
And I was
right.
complaining how you can't get your hands on one.
Right.
Well, I think they heard me complaining through the ether because I got an email from Sony that was like, "Oh, here's an exclusive event link that'll let you have the opportunity to buy a PS5 through the PlayStation Direct store."
Oh, whoa.
And I was like, I don't believe this for 1 second.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like, congratulations, you won a free iPod. Like,
Bowser.
that very much sounds like one of those.
He can, smell the cat on you.
I'm over here, holding my arms high in the air. Like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
surrendering person.
Waving like you just don't care. Bowser is actually
Bowser
trying to
from licking
climb
me.
up onto the office chair to get at Matt's hands.
Yeah, he's just
Bowser is
trying-
like, yo, but Matt,
I don't
you taste me?
understand.
Matt, you better be careful. He's gonna be eating that.
Bowser,
onion.
why don't you love me like that? You just love Matt
Be
that
careful
way.
what you say.
Well, I mean, he's doing
right.
the same thing he normally does.
Yeah, here you go. Yeah,
there
lick
you
my
go.
hand.
All right.
Yeah, get it out.
Anyways, Jeremy, as you were
Sorry.
saying.
So I ended up looking it up just to see if this was like a legit thing. And apparently this is something that Sony's been doing, and you kind of told me a little bit
Yeah.
about it. So I was like, okay. So they said we'll send you an email for the date and time that you'll have to be there for it. So that was Tuesday I got that email. And then Thursday I got the email. It's like, oh yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna start at 2 p.m. and go on until 7. And I'm like, let's be real, none of those are going to be available by like 2:30.
Right, right.
That's just like a given.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, and what got me going, I was like, man, I'm at work.
Oh, yeah,
That was the
right,
fir-
right.
That was the first thing that crossed my mind was, I'm at work. How am I going to do this?
Yeah, you got to be that guy in the back corner playing Galaga.
So I actually somehow was able to get a signal through the steel box we work in.
Okay.
And I got on there and I was sitting in a queue. And for like 3 minutes, I'm just stressing.
Right, right.
Just like, for the love of God, please be my turn.
Yeah.
And so I finally clicked in. And I'm like, okay, by the time I got there, it was only just the base regular version.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Hey, you know what? Whatever you got it. That's what matters.
Yep.
Oh,
and
but you did get it.
I did. I was
Oh.
but every time I went to a different screen, I'm just waiting for it. Waiting for it to be like out of stock now.
Yeah, that or like connection timed out.
Yeah, just so that way I could just do the Darth Vader. No.
See, I think that would be more disruptive at work than actually like surfing eBay or browsing this weird PlayStation store, because it'd be like what, you're just like in a quiet place and all of a sudden you just hear one guy go, no, like that is going to draw way more attention than one dude like browsing the internet.
And yep, I was successfully able, and I did not celebrate until last night before I went over to Alex to help him in the basement.
Oh yeah,
That I got the email that's saying that it's on its way.
nice.
I was
Dude,
like,
that's awesome.
I'm like,
Badass.
oh, thank God, it'll be here Tuesday.
Yeah,
Right
so that's
on.
awesome.
So I'm gonna. So I'm
So
just
what did you get it from? The PlayStation?
directly from the PlayStation Direct store.
Oh,
And the part that killed me was you could qualify for free shipping if you buy a controller, a game, or it's a controller and a game or accessory. And I'm like,
Oh, with your thing.
I'm like, I'm already paying $500. I don't want anything. Just give me the damn system.
Right. That's still pretty legit, though. I didn't know that was even a thing.
I didn't know it was either until I got the email, and then he told me, he's like, you must have signed up for it at some point. I'm like,
Long ago.
I'm like, if I did, I don't remember.
Long ago in a distant land.
So, like, we're talking like 3 years ago when they first opened up the queue.
Oh,
That's what it was. Like, it was probably like, because they opened it up during an E3 conference. And they're like, yeah, you can go put your name in the line. And that's probably what you did.
I just don't remember.
Because mine still hasn't popped. I put mine in for that a while ago, and I never got anything saying it.
I was going to say, I almost thought, like, so you had to, like, kind of sign up for this at some point.
At some point, I don't know when I did.
Because I was like, dude, that's like the best cold email, like, ever. If that, if, like, you just, like, oh, hey, dude, you just got, like, selected to have an opportunity to buy a PlayStation. I mean, it's not the greatest scam ever. Like, if that was a scam email, they'd be like, the opportunity to buy, yeah, pass. But, I mean, the fact that you actually got one, that's badass.
Yeah, I was like, the second I got the shipping, I'm like, did it. I did it, guys. Dude. And I said that's when I told you I ordered it successfully. But that's not when it said, oh, yeah, it's shipped. I was just waiting to get that to be like, okay, now I can be happy.
Right, yeah. Because up until then, you don't know. You can't know for sure.
Matt's just playing with the dog.
I know, yeah. Bowser is he's either feisty or Matt is egging him
Matt
on.
is incredibly tasty. You know, we're gonna be sitting here later.
Incredibly tasty.
We're gonna be sitting here later, and Bowser's gonna be running around with arm, and we're like, where the fuck did he get that? And meanwhile, Matt's like on the floor in like the bathroom or something, arm gone, bleeding out. Like, you know, I haven't seen Matt in a while. Where's Matt at?
He's just gonna be laying on the floor, rolling around like a log.
Yeah,
Screaming.
He just really
He's like literally whining at me to get my arm.
Yeah, wow.
Were you holding the cat earlier or something?
I might. Yeah.
Probably.
I think so.
That's probably
Do you
why.
taste my cat?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
on,
Bowser, you need come here. Come over here,
You need to do something else.
Bowser.
Oh yeah, look, the ears are tucked back and everything.
Come here, baby. Come on. Chill out. Just lay down. Lay down and chill.
So, anything else this week?
I finished up a couple of manga volumes. I finished up volume 1 of Spy X Family,
Okay.
and that's been really good. I got to check out the anime.
I've only been watching the anime. The anime is really good. I enjoy it a lot.
So far, the headmaster guy, Henry Henderson, the old guy with the the one that's all about, like, has an orgasm about excellent elegance or whatever.
Yeah.
He's just been my most favorite character in that short time.
So
What?
So okay. So like obviously Eddie and Matt, we got to give them a rundown.
Yeah. I'm not up on my weeb culture.
So it's about like it's like one of the biggest ones in Jump right now.
Okay.
Along with Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Demon Slayer, they're all really big in Jump.
Oh yeah.
But Spy Family or Spy X Family, whatever you want to call it, just Spy Family is fine.
Spy multiplied by family.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So it's about this legendary spy, and like it's following his story as like they're trying to prevent war between these two countries, and he's sent to infiltrate this other country, the enemy country or whatever the hell you want to call it, before a war starts, and he has to do it through the government, and the government official that he has to inspect or whatever spy on runs a school, but like a very like not a boarding school, like a private school.
Okay.
And you have to have a family and blah, 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 all this other stuff. So they give him a week. It starts with like, all right, you got a week. This is your assignment. You now have to get a kid and a wife. And you have to have like a whole family in order to even get into the school. It's like really prestigious. It's like all this bullshit. Mm-hmm. Anyways, ends up going to the orphanage, finds this girl that no one wants because she's kind of semi-crazy or appears to be crazy. No, she's an Esper and she can read minds. She's telepathic.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
Because she was a government experiment by that government trying to raise kids to help to start a war and everything.
All right.
But she got out of that whole shit, all that shit. So he ends up adopting her, and then he still has to go find a wife, and come to find out through extraneous circumstances, the wife also has a secret life. It's just this random girl he meets at like a dress shop.
Oh, okay.
Right? And she's really good looking. Well, it turns out her name is Yor, and in her secret life, she's like a master assassin. So it's like, if you go watch it, it's like episode 3 or whatever in the show where like they get married. Or it's like a 2 or 3 or whatever the hell. They're like running around after he had just committed a job, like stealing like famous art and everything, and like all his priceless art and all this shit, and all the criminals are after him and they're shooting him with guns. So he's like just kind of hanging out with this girl, trying to like get her on his side so he can have someone like, you know. And next thing you know, they're in the middle of like all these gunfights and like they're like down by the docks and they're throwing grenades and shit like that. And not at no point does either one of them connect that something's wrong because they're both like it's Wipeout City, dude. Like they're just killing dudes left and right, both of them.
Oh, okay.
And neither of them piece it together.
Huh.
And he ends up marrying her with a ring, which is the pin of a grenade. It's very silly. This series is very silly.
It's very
Okay.
sad.
Anyways, so they get married. He forges all the paperwork, gets the kid into the school, and then like it's all the adventures of everything going on after that. Meanwhile, they're both trying to live their secret lives without letting anyone else in the house know. But the whole entire time, the daughter knows everything because she's psychic. She can read minds.
Right, yeah.
And it's,
As one would.
yeah, and it's really funny because the whole time, like the daughter's favorite TV show is like this like spy TV show, like on TV. Like I forget what the show's called,
I think
but it's like watching Lupin or something like that.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
it's kind of giving me those vibes just
Yeah,
hearing
yeah.
about it.
But yeah, like so she's like, oh, I love this. Both my dad and my mom are like living secret lives, so I get free entertainment for life.
Well, yeah, okay, that's an upbeat
And then
way
it
to
just
look
kind
at
of it just kind of goes from there and gets out of control in the typical anime manga. It's like silly.
it. Right.
It's a silly one. But
I think
anyways.
I think the best part, my most favorite panel, is during the interview. That one like jerk of a headmaster who's asking all those like inappropriate questions.
Yeah.
And when you just see Twilight lunging over the table about to punch him, and he's like, "No, you can't do that." So he punches through the table, and they're like, "Oh!" And he's like, "Sorry, there was a mosquito in the room, and I just had to kill it." And it zooms in on the table. There's just like a dead mosquito on the table.
Yeah. It's really stupid.
All right.
When Anya the kid punches the other kid.
I haven't done that yet.
Oh, all right, that one's coming up. She's like getting into this fight with this kid that's bullying her. So she just sucks the shit out of him, like real hard. And they play it up like it's a scene out of like Dragon Ball or whatever the hell, where it shows like this whole animation or whatever. The
goes
headmaster
full
comes
shonen.
around the corner. It's like, what are you fucking doing? Like getting all mad, like there shouldn't be any violence in the school. And she's just like, he ran into my fist.
Nice.
And then the other kid gets blamed for it. Like, yeah, it's silly the whole time,
Yo,
but
sorry, just that reminded me of a story when I was in high school. I actually did punch someone that way by someone running into my fist. So I knew my friend was in the hall, and I knew it was between periods, so there was like nobody else in the hall. So I kind of like just stuck my arm out like the doorway, like to clothesline him, and he ran into my arm and clotheslined himself like on the floor. Like I wasn't even really trying to. Like I was expecting him to, like, you know, I did it like really slowly, and I wasn't, you know, just like, how could you not notice this? But he was actually looking in the other direction and like blitzing down the hall. So then he like clotheslined himself on my arm, and he was like, "Dude, what the hell?" And I was like, "Oh, you hit me." But yeah, sorry. That unearthed like a weird memory from ages past.
unlocked.
Yeah. It's flashback unlocked.
Yeah.
Remember the time? Sorry.
I remember. Where's the member berry?
Oh yeah, the member berries. Oh yeah, I remember. So what else? Is that what your week was like?
Then I finished manga volume 1 of the collector's issue of the original Pokemon run,
There you go.
Oh.
like the original Pokemon Adventure where it's red and blue.
Oh.
And
okay.
there's some crazy stuff in that.
Yeah, that's the one that's actually violent, right?
Yeah, like literally an Arbok gets cut in half by a
Yeah.
Charmeleon.
Wow.
And it's
It's
like
violent.
legit dead.
Cool.
Lieutenant Surge is a Pokemon trafficker.
Yeah.
Sweet.
A Pokemon trafficker.
Yep.
That's
Yeah, it's actually pretty violent if you read the original.
That's
that
And,
sounds like. You know what that reminds me of?
What?
That sounds like something you'd see in, remember like the Imagination Land of South Park with like the woodland critters? A bunch of Pokemon like cutting and killing each other.
Oh my god.
That's
Or the picture of Mr. Krabs like locked in like the chamber, and it says like Mr. Krabs, Vietnam, 1965.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. All those
that's
childhood
terrible.
memories just twisted on their head. I love it.
Pokemon trafficking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a trip reading through that.
I believe it.
Like Koga's part of the Team Rocket, so it's like, jeez.
Which one's Koga?
He's the Poison Gym leader.
Oh, right. Is he like the ninja guy?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And
It's coming back to me in
Yeah.
little bits and pieces.
and for games this week, I finished 2 Pokemon runs.
Whoa,
I was-
Jesus.
I finished my Shining Diamond run.
Oh,
I finally
okay.
beat the Elite Four, and that was rough. That one was. I had to use some revives
Ooh.
because they were. I was like, I went in there confident, but then they started wrecking my shit. I'm like, oh. And then
Yeah, you get to that last one, and she's got that fucking spirit to him that's just a bastard to fight.
yes.
Yeah.
And then I finished my Nuzlocke run in Alpha Sapphire.
Oh, whoa.
There you go.
Wait, finished like you completed it or finished like you died and lost everything?
I completed it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Nice.
And for all those haters out there who were like, "Oh, don't put Dustox on your team. He's not gonna do well." He soloed 2 of the Elite Four members.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly wrecked their shit.
Yeah, read them in week, folks.
So for all those people who were
Dustox.
telling me that were like, "Oh, Dustox is not that great," he fucking wrecked everybody.
Says you.
Yeah. You get bodied.
Yeah, and I actually didn't lose anybody in that Elite Four champion run, so I was like, did it, done.
Nice.
Sweet.
And
Sweet.
That's pretty much been it for my week.
All right.
That's cool. Yeah. My
Yeah.
turn.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's hear it. What do you got?
Well, I mean, big portion of my week is exactly what I know we're going to talk about during your week, Eddie, with the Game Pass Game of the Week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll
right.
get to that. So I did that. I spent some time editing. Obviously, as you've seen the clip, I have Biden like exploding out of the front of the White House and
Yep,
landing.
yep.
And as soon as he lands and hits the ground, it plays the Fortnite knockdown effect.
Yeah, and it shows him falling from
and
the bike.
little revive symbol shows.
Yeah, it's great.
and
I love it.
It switches to the picture of him on the ground from the bike.
Yeah. It's real
So yeah, I've got a bunch of editing stuff. I think what we're gonna do moving forward is like I've had a hard time just getting time to edit in between everything else too. I
good.
think
It is brutal. Like like hearing and seeing a workload. Like I don't
Yeah.
envy you. That's brutal.
yeah. So I think what we're gonna start doing is we're just gonna start streaming the games, and then after we stream the games, I'll just go through and just like edit the best parts, like make like highlight reels for videos.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think
So-
you'd mentioned that
That's
was
not a
kind of
bad
like
idea.
one of the original plans. It's just that
Yeah.
we had trouble getting it set up properly or something.
Yeah.
like
Because
that.
remember we were having all the audio issues and
That's
everything.
right. That's right.
So I figured that out, and then obviously we got the new version Gen 2 of the Rodecaster Pro 2,
Yeah, you can't
Deck,
see it, but this is a whole new little board here.
and this is way more powerful, and it's going to do a hell of a lot more for us as far as like the computer side of streaming and everything goes. So obviously I've got some work to do to set that up, and that'll be different. I'll still like edit the run of Metal Wolf, but I think after that we're just going to stream and just do like best ofs, and then maybe like a retrospective or like a long form review at the end if you guys want to do that.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Because I think, like, I'd like to sit down and actually have a chat about Metal Wolf when we're done. Because
Oh, yeah.
obviously we're having so much fun, and every time we play it, we sit here and laugh for like 2 hours straight. Like that's it. Like it's you see me and I'm just
Yeah, you hear him fucking
'Cause I can't laugh
wheezing in
anymore.
the corner.
or like I'm trying not
And
to blow
meanwhile,
up the mic.
I'm basically just like falling off cliffs and and just like routinely struggling. And
Yeah, but then we get to go meet many golds and like all this other shit.
that's
you know?
right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that guy.
Yeah, many golds.
Yeah.
We have
We still got to bring Metal Wolf to justice. I mean,
Yeah,
we're
dude.
still working on that too.
Yeah, we're gonna get that guy.
You know, not to mention. So
Yeah, and we got to correct Peter McDonald's statement. His story.
that's right. Well, he's he's coming around.
Yeah.
He's
I
I think so.
So yeah, there's that, and then just kind of I did play some more Ghostwire Tokyo. I want to say I'm about 30% of the way through that.
Oh, okay.
If you haven't played a Ubisoft game in a while, and you're looking for a Ubisoft game or a Ubisoft style game, or climb the towers and
I know. I
show
love
up
how
on
that's
that,
like
blah,
kind of
blah.
our term for like just catch all open world kind of
Yeah, it's a generic
collect all
open
the
world.
junk games.
Yeah.
It's
Um,
Ubisoft.
No, it's true. It follows that Ubi formula.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
started
No,
with Far
I got
Cry
you.
3.
I got you. I know exactly what you're talking about. I just
Yeah,
find
everyone
it
knows
funny.
exactly
Yeah, yeah.
when I say that. If you're looking for one of those for the year because you haven't played one yet, that's the game to do it. That game's actually enjoyable. It's pretty, like, I don't know. I want to call it like a 6 or 7 out of 10. But it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's fun as a UB game and just running around how you do stuff. So I'm chipping away at that, having fun with that. And then the only other thing I did this week was we had our company picnic, our like yearly barbecue.
Nice.
And that was really fun. I actually hopped on EEC this week and like helped out, set up and everything. And basically I got a free Friday off. Nice. I just had to go to the park for the whole company barbecue picnic and like cornhole tournament.
You poor thing.
No, it was actually really fun. I went there with a couple of my coworkers that just like, we just go hide and chat shit all day.
Nice.
But we're there helping the DJ set up, and the DJ is this dude named Dana from like Seeing DJs. That dude's really cool. He's funny.
Yeah.
And like obviously like the four of us are just kind of standing there talking shit. And at one point, Dana's trying to get like one of these big, huge like PA style. It wasn't a PA, but like you know what I mean when I say
the
like
big, tall,
big bass
speaker,
service speaker, and he's struggling. He's like, "Oh, this hurts," or whatever the hell. And Eddie looks at him, and this is different Eddie, by the way.
Yeah. Sorry, not me. I was not at the company picnic.
Yeah, this is neurologic Eddie. We'll call him.
Yeah.
But he looks at Dana, and he spouts off at Dana that whole typical meme that he needs some milk.
He needs some milk.
And Dana turns around, like Dana's got to be like 50 or so, but he just starts talking shit back, and that just kind of started it for the whole day. Like it's nothing but talking shit between everyone.
Yeah.
But that guy's a really cool DJ, and then he gets up and like him and his like his employee that was there who also ran the photo booth, like in between all the music when they're playing music, they'll actually sing songs. Like they'll sing like Barry
nice.
White and like all these other classical songs, like Rat Pack songs and everything. It's really good. They're cool guys.
Nice.
So we tend to use those guys a lot for like all our company functions. But we're talking shit with him and everything, and you know, day goes on, played a bunch of cornhole, all that shit. You know, company barbecue shit. And then food came out, and they got Big Pig Barbecue to cater it.
Oh, nice.
So they were giving us food, like all you can eat food. So like, you know, by 1 o'clock, it's like I'd eaten like a bunch of steak tips, a ton of chicken, and then like 2 burgers.
Oh man.
And then, you know, obviously there are drinks and sodas everywhere because it's all over the place. But no beers. Everyone was mad.
Yeah,
There's no
company
beers.
picnic. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And then about an hour after lunch and everything, they had an ice cream truck show up.
Oh my god.
Oh, you can eat
That is
free at the
awesome.
ice cream truck. But the best part is the ice cream truck also did milkshakes.
What,
Oh.
dude?
Yeah. So,
Oh, I'm jealous.
we were like, dude, I ate all that, and then I had 3 ice creams. Like I had a
Oh
shake.
my
and, like,
god.
Like at one point, I had one. I had like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles bar, which I got to show you that because no. Work Eddie grabbed one, and it was like the eyes were perfect. And I was like, no
shoot.
way, the eyes are perfect. They're
Yeah,
not like
no.
googly eyed
For
shit.
those who don't know, yeah, like any of those, like the SpongeBob ones or the
SpongeBob,
Ninja Turtle
Spider-Man,
ones,
Ninja Turtles.
the eyes are never right.
Yeah.
It's always like either a color's missing or it's like horribly misaligned.
Yeah. No, got it perfect. I was like, oh shit.
Oh dang.
We were talking shit about it. But yeah, needless to say. Anyways, at that point, we decided to be a couple smart asses. So we went over there, we got a vanilla milkshake and brought it over to the DJ. It was like, hey, you know what? We finally got you some milk. And the guy, unfortunately, he just kind of started laughing, but which, I mean, that wasn't the reaction we were expecting. He was in the middle of singing like a Barry White song. So we were expecting him to like finish the song and just come out swinging at us.
Oh jeez.
We were talking shit all day. Yeah, no, that was a blast. That was actually really fun. Obviously, I don't sound that great, but I spent freaking 12 hours outside in the park yesterday setting up and doing everything. So my allergies are like, nah, fuck you. You've been outside for too long.
We both have like some of the worst allergies, but he has the worstness of having spent an entire day outside in the New England pollen. Whereas
Yeah,
usually it's like by day I hide away.
I don't know how I haven't gotten it yet because I usually get allergies really bad too, but I haven't gotten them at all this year.
That's
yet.
actually really surprising considering your house is like surrounded by trees.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's brutal.
Like mine at some point, it was coming down like snow. Like you could see it
Oh,
coming
yeah,
off
the
oh,
yellow
it was
haze.
freaking horrible. It hasn't been that bad for a while now.
Has
but
it
it's
rained?
It's been a
still-
while.
Yeah.
Basically, every time it rains, you get that yellow haze in the air.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was that. There was the comedy picnic, and then obviously I watched like all of the 2018 reboots of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So
Yeah, you were telling me about that. Yeah.
So Rise of TMNT. That's the one. It's the one where Raph is in charge instead of Leo, and they kind of flipped the script on all the characters. If you ever watched it, Jeremy, have you watched that one?
The new reboot.
Yeah, the one that came out in 2018.
I watched a little bit of it.
Yeah,
but I
so
know what you're talking
So
about.
you know, like,
Yeah.
like Leo's all like cocky and thinking he's the best, but he's not. Like, you know what Raph used to be, and Raph is just like a stupid idiot himbo, and he's just in charge because he's the oldest.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like this idiot. And then like Mikey's Mikey. You're not gonna change Mikey.
Right, yeah.
But like Donnie's like that, like super smart, thinks he's the best person in the room, smart ass, like nerd. And obviously he's doing all his shit, and yeah, it's just a good time. Like I really enjoyed watching that because that like not only is it Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but like that's a good ass cartoon. Like that is a cartoon, like
all right.
good ass
Yeah.
cartoon.
Okay. all right.
Like Master Splinter's lazy. He's like a fat lazy slob, and he teaches them. He basically like taught them all the kung fu or ninjutsu, whatever the hell you want to call it, through like movies, through like old movies, and their favorite like brand of movie or series, whatever you want to call it, is called Hot Soup, and the main actor is Lou Jitsu.
Lou Jitsu. Oh, that's great.
And dude, it's like one of the most typical like 80s thing. It's like this white guy with a pompadour and yellow sunglasses, like,
nice.
but they're like Gurren Lagann style yellow sunglasses. Like, oh, dude, it's so corny, but it's so fucking funny.
Awesome.
No, like Splinter just loves to sit there, and at one point, it's like one of the first few episodes. He's like, "Oh no, what happened to the TV? Come on, you got to bring it back. My favorite show's on, Scorpion Treadmill." They're just throwing scorpions on a treadmill when the guy's running.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is
That's actually a really good idea. Oh,
Man, dude, like that's a good fucking cartoon.
oh.
But yeah, I enjoyed every single minute of that and what they did with it and everything. Like, awesome.
Did you watch the whole
Awesome.
thing? Like the entire.
Yeah, there's only 2 seasons.
Oh, okay.
One is on Netflix and the other is on Paramount Plus.
Gotcha.
Um,
Oh, that's a little annoying.
yeah, but like, I mean,
I know.
It's
It's
Nickelodeon.
this day and age.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, Nickelodeon too, because they do everything through Paramount.
Yeah, well, they're owned by Paramount.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, like that's pretty much my week outside of the Game Pass game of the week, which I'm pretty sure is
Yeah. Are we
So,
just going to cut
yeah.
right over to me then? All right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we're gonna do Matt, we're gonna do you or whatever.
Well, I guess I'll go then, because to resolve your lingering questions about the game of the week, it's the Ninja Turtles, game.
Yeah.
It's available on
Ninja Turtles.
it's available on Game Pass. I think like pretty much everything.
It's on everything.
I have it on PC, but I also played it on the Switch with 6 players. And I gotta say, it definitely, like, everybody's kind of like, oh, it's like the best beat 'em up. I think that's debatable, but it's really good, and it definitely stands up pretty well to like the classic Nintendo, Super Nintendo era of like Ninja Turtles beat 'em ups. Like, by far.
It's clearly the best Ninja Turtles beat 'em up to me. That's what I've seen.
I would say it definitely has the most going for it. I still think that, like, considering whatever crappy budgets and horrible timescale and awful hardware they had to deal with, the Konami boys really did. They did some work.
They did good stuff. But I'm just saying,
but it's a quality game. Like, you don't ever play it and just feel like, oh yeah, they kind of phoned it in. Like, the sprite work's amazing. The sounds are amazing. Playing through like the story mode, like, it's Ninja Turtles. Don't expect like it's not gonna blow your lid, but it's good, and the final boss fight's awesome. The soundtrack's great.
Yeah, it's killer.
It's really hard to find anything wrong with it. It's just a really good game.
Yeah, no, like I'm not saying it's the best beat 'em up ever.
Yeah.
Like it's really good. I don't know. I think it's the best of the Ninja Turtles beat 'em ups. But like,
I think the only reason I hold Turtles in Time higher is just because of how much I played that as a 10-year-old.
the nostalgia factor.
Yeah. I think like really that's just like the member berries talking. Like that's just
Yeah.
Don't you remember Turtles in Time?
You also got to remember, if you go play Turtles in Time, Turtles Time has got like those hella hard walls where you hit it, where they're just like token takers. Token Taker fights and stuff
Oh,
like that because they're in the arcade.
Oh, I meant like the Super Nintendo version. That's what I had. And I mean, I was getting that game beat in like 30 minutes. Like I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
But this game, like, so it has 2 modes. It has a story mode, which I recommend if you're playing it alone or kind of like with like a group that you always play it with. Basically, you go through and like, you know, the turtles start with like kind of a small health bar and you have some limited moves. And then as you play through it, you kind of unlock stuff and improve them. And they kind of all develop a little bit differently. They all get like their own special moves and such. But if you're just going to play it like you just want to beat it in one sitting with like a bunch of guys, I highly recommend the arcade mode instead. It basically is just everything's unlocked. You don't have to worry about it. Just plow through it.
Yeah.
We made the mistake because I played it. I've been playing it alone, and I've almost beat it just on PC. And then I played it last week at my friend's house with 6 players on the Switch. And we made the mistake of booting that one up in story mode. So he had like one character really beefed up because he had to unlock Casey Jones. But then everybody else was like level zip. So whoever got Leonardo was like, oh yeah, you have like everything unlocked.
Yeah.
And fortunately, I was the one who got that one the most. So I was like, yes.
Indestructible.
But yeah, when you play past the paddle, you can't get attached to any one turtle because you die. You hand the controller off. You don't know which one you're getting next.
Yeah. I will say this. I'm definitely glad I didn't get it on Switch. Like some of the performance issues.
Yeah, I did notice that. The frame rate dipped a lot. I mean, granted, we played it with 6 players, so I think like...
Oh, no. That happens with 1 player.
Oh, okay.
Like it's an actual problem with the port and the Switch itself, which, you know, I hate to be that guy, but the Switch sucks. It does not play games at a full 60
The Switch's
FPS.
hardware is a little bit underwhelming.
But yeah.
But, like, you know, I wouldn't... Like, playing at 6 players, it was a little too much. I get the appeal of it. But I think, unfortunately, the screen is just, like... No matter what TV you play it on, there's just not enough pixels that can be rendered to make that work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you can't zoom out far enough to see
It
that.
is pure chaos.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, even with 4 players, it's pandemonium. But 6 players, it's basically like all you're hearing is taunts and specials going off. Like you just get lost in the sauce. So,
I mean, it's fun. Don't get me wrong.
It's a blast. And again, playing it with 6 players, it was a great time. You know, it was my friend's birthday, and literally all he wanted to do was play Ninja Turtles and eat pizza. So we got Sal's Pizza, which around here is kind of legendary, and we just sat around his apartment on his big screen, just passing the paddle, playing the game. I will say I do have a couple. I wouldn't say they're negatives, but I would say like I really hope they make more of these games. Like I mean, .mu they did a great job. But I do think there's like a couple other things they could have added that would have really like driven I guess like it would have bested Turtles in Time for me in the nostalgia factor. And the one thing is I really like the taunts. I think they're kind of funny. It does get a little annoying when it's like, you know, you have one person who knows how special moves work, so all they're doing is taunting. Because it's like, cool. We had someone
between every screen you
charge
out every screen.
It was worse than that. It was like even during a battle, you just hear the taunts going on.
Oh yeah.
Because you know with 6 players they could find a corner and just hide. And it was always April O'Neil, so all the time we were hearing any comments, and it was just like and
he gets split in there.
Yeah. And then I was Leo, and I think he just goes like deep breath. And then my favorite one actually is Donnie's because he like kind of like hudges over playing a Game Boy, and he's like, just a minute. But it really looks like he's popping a squat. And I just, every time I see it, I'm just like, Donnie, what the hell are you doing? But I do wish, so it has like voice acted lines and stuff. Like it's pretty good for that. But to go with the kind of retro graphics, I would have really appreciated bit crushed voices.
Yeah.
I know that is such like a niche thing, but like anytime you hear like again, if you play Turtles in Time, you know you fall in the hole. It's like, dude, who put the lights out? Like, that's classic, you know?
Yeah, but at the same time, like they got all the OG VAs to do all the lines.
They did, yeah.
Which is cool.
It is weird though, because like at first I couldn't tell. Because it's like that thing where this is like a really nerdy like comparison, but like if you ever used like the original TeamSpeak 2 compared to TeamSpeak 3 or Discord or Ventrilo or whatever like the newer software is, and it's like it's almost a night and day difference. Like the people you hear on TeamSpeak 2 don't even sound the same.
Yeah.
Simply because like the codec is that much worse. Like there are so many voices that I because I used to talk to my friends over TeamSpeak 2. And then when we finally we were like so late upgrading to TeamSpeak 3, but like I could they didn't sound the same. It was just a very weird thing to get used to. So like I do appreciate them for getting the voice actor, but really if they just had an impersonator, I wouldn't have known.
Yeah,
because like it was just sounded so different. Other than that, no, it's great. It's on Game Pass, so if you got that, grab it. If not, what is it? $20, $30?
it's like $30.
Yeah.
It's on everything.
It's worth it.
I ended up pre-ordering it on the Switch, and it was only like $23 for me.
Yeah. I think it was kind of it's somewhere in that price range. Totally worth it. Great couch co-op game.
Like if you're having a party, just put it on. Everyone's gonna have
Exactly.
fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can attest to that one. I don't play those games all that
Yeah,
much, and I played it last week, and it was fun.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
not even much.
I just jumped in, and it was cool.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
that was a
it's a
really
lot of
fun
fun to
game.
play. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, if you really want to talk about it, like about better ones, like Streets of Rage 4 is a better beat 'em up.
Right.
Yeah.
Streets of Rage 4 is fucking excellent.
Right.
But yeah, it's not Turtles. It's Streets of Rage. It's not Turtles.
Exactly. So
But no, I think
for sure it's one of the better Ninja Turtles games like ever. Not just like in recent time. Like no, ever.
Yeah.
It's up there.
Like I
And,
definitely feel like they did a really good job, and it feels like there's going to be DLC or more characters, or if there isn't, there will be another game coming.
yeah, I was gonna say like honestly, with the quality of the sprite work and everything, like they could almost take like a Metal Slug approach and basically just reuse sprites and then just make it like a whole different campaign.
Well, that's their third game now.
oh, okay.
For .emu, the studio, I forget what the studio's name is, like Truffle or some shit. Like I don't know, whatever. I can't remember it for the life of me.
Mhm.
But that's 3 in a row they've killed it with games for .emu.
Good.
I know I don't remember what the second one was, but the first one they did was like it was like a Ghouls and Goblins,
Oh, okay.
like
yeah,
side scroller like that. Like
Nice.
something like that, or like Rocket Knight or whatever, and like that game killed it. It was really good. So this is like the third game in a row from them that's been killing it. And let's be real, .emu's been bringing back some old franchises and stuff like that, and they've been on a hot streak for a little while now. Turtles being the latest, but like they totally started that hot streak with Windjammers 2. Windjammers 2 is fucking rad.
Yeah.
If you haven't played it,
I haven't, but I'll definitely have to give it a shot.
yeah, I don't know. Like definitely, like if you remember like the older like OG video game convention days, like when PAX East and shit. Hey, stop the squeeze.
No squeeze.
When that shit first started, they'd have like the Windjammers tourney, and everyone would be there in like that bright colored, windbreaker and like the Pit Viper sunglasses and everything. Yeah, no, you boot up Windjammers 2, you play it for like an hour, and the next thing you know, like you're just sitting in those. Like they just materialize on your body. You're having a rad time. Like you've literally changed your life.
Nice.
But yeah, Windjammers is fucking excellent. But yeah, .emu is like on a fucking roll.
Good.
It's pretty crazy to see that. Like that used to be the place to go to get all the ROMs.
Yeah,
Legal
right.
Downloaded ROMs, and now
Yeah.
they're making games and they're fucking killing it.
All right.
Yeah.
More power to them, Hey,
Yeah.
that's fine. To me, that's like when, modders wind up becoming game developers. It's like, yeah, if you got
That's
all
what
the
it is.
skills you required, Like that's perfect.
Well,
Couldn't think of a better fate.
That's what it is. It's someone who doesn't want to work full time at a game studio or can't work full time because they're not old enough or whatever. So they make mods.
Yeah.
They're going to become that. I mean, it's like, what is it? Hitchhiker is the dude's name who like does all the crazy Devil May Cry mods and stuff like that. And then there's there's what's his face who does all the fixes to all the FromSoft games, and like these guys
yeah.
are like there's dudes who just want to do it for fun. Like I know like Hitchhiker and the others have been like offered jobs by Capcom, and they're just like, no, I'm just having fun.
Hey, again, I mean that's fair too.
Yeah.
You don't have to go the commercial route, but I do kind of like it when I see them, kind of turn that passion project into something.
I mean, let's be real. That's what more than half of Bethesda's like game devs are.
Yeah, they're all
Who are
like
modding.
all modders from like Fallout 3 and stuff.
And Sega embraces
I'm
the modding
boring
community,
Bowser.
so,
I don't know what.
yeah.
What's the
Yeah,
matter,
you know what it
Bowser?
is? It's because we don't get along. He's hearing me talk, and he's just like, Just
just
shut
gotta
him
shut
up.
up?
Yeah, yeah. Can you put Jeremy back on? Like, I don't know.
Nah, it's because we took the squeaky bird away from him before he starts squeaking.
Oh yeah.
The squeaky
Now
bird.
he's literally giving you the puppy dog eyes.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
he's
I don't have anything. What do you want me to do?
Yo, yesterday he had like this massive sneeze. Like it was like a full on like 180-degree radius, like everything, and like 180 degrees, like above and below, just everything with the sneeze was so big. It was
Just
like, oh my
spray
god, dude,
painted
it's like,
the wall.
dog sneeze.
Good. Yeah. So what else happened this week? So I played. I haven't booted this one up in a long time. I played a little bit of CS:GO and promptly uninstalled it. I am so sorry to everybody who likes that game. Like, because like sometimes it can be stupid fun, and I swear to God, if you really want like the classic 2004 Xbox Live trash talk experience, just boot up CS:GO. You'll get it.
Yeah,
You will absolutely get it. That said, like the game, I don't know. I think what it is like you just get spoiled by newer shooters.
Yeah,
It's like how, like a lot of people who played Call of Duty first, like when they see Halo, they're like, oh, it takes too long to kill someone. Like these guns are kind of broken. Oh, I can't look down the sights. It sucks. Like, oh, I can't sprint. Like you have that, but then it's like for us, like the people who played Halo, we see like Counter-Strike is like, oh, what? You have to buy your guns. You only live like one round. Armor doesn't work right. What the hell? What gives? So I could be biased, but yeah, I didn't enjoy it. And then to top it all off, we played like 4 rounds, I think, just casuals because we couldn't unlock competitive yet.
yeah.
And literally the last round, there was an aimbotter, just some guy looking at the ground with a scout, and then all of a sudden, doink, headshot through a wall. Like, cool, great, thanks, awesome, love it. Glad that hasn't changed. I mean, that's probably only gotten worse since it went free to play, but
Yeah, that's why if you
was
want to play a
painful.
game like that, you just go play Valorant.
yeah, and I don't even want to play that. So
Yeah.
like I think that genre just kind of like it left harbor and sank already. Like I'm done with it.
That genre of shooter is like that's for like high level competition. After that, like,
and
yeah,
I just ain't into that. I'm really not. And then I did have I had a moment. Okay, this is gonna sound like a weird story, or a weird ask, I guess. But have you ever had a moment where you've been so like, I wouldn't even say mad. I would just
Tilted.
get not even tilted. Like I guess just like
Irritated.
overwhelmed that you say something or do something, and then like maybe a minute later you realize what just came out of your mouth or what you just did, and you're like, oh my God, what have I done? I had one of those moments.
Oh boy.
I was playing some free-to-play RPG, and like I was doing this challenge where it's like, oh yeah, you have to beat like this boss in the desert. Bowser. I had to beat this boss in the desert without getting hit once, and like I could not get the moveset down. I'm like bashing my head against the wall for 3 hours. 2 hours at one instance and 1 at another. Like I started it at 4 o'clock, went to 6. Then my friends hopped on and then we're like, oh yeah, you want to play Counter-Strike? That's when we took our little break. And that may have influenced me too, because it's like Counter-Strike is just like human filth. But then like at around like 9 o'clock, we all wrapped up. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go back to this. And I did that for an hour. And I just was not making any headway. And then all of a sudden, like just, it's like a Dark Souls thing. You know, you get the run.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. This is perfect. And I beat it. And in my, okay, I'm not gonna repeat what I said or what I almost said. But it just the most filthy, like borderline racist statement. Just like I screamed it, and and then like immediately afterwards, I was like, oh my God, what did I just say? Because like I was just so wrapped up in that moment, and like I really shocked myself. And
the magic of video game voice chat.
oh dude,
That's what happens.
like I think that actually like because after that is when I uninstalled Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Like that's what it took. Like I was just like, oh my god, this really brought out like some sort of demon inside me, and I had to just remove it. I had to get that thing away from me. It was horrible.
Yeah, remove it by the roots real quick.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm glad I live alone, and like, because man, if anybody heard that, oh, it would have been bad. Oh, jeez. Like I was.
Do you think my coworker would have used his classic line upon you when you said
It was very similar
He
to
said-
no. It was very similar to the statement that your coworker said regarding a particular group of people. And I will not elaborate on that for anyone else because you don't need to know it. But he knows it.
Would he have said, "Listen to yourself" after you made the statement?
Yeah,
like he always
like
says.
that is what I needed to hear. I really needed someone to say, "Listen to yourself."
Listen to yourself.
That would have snapped me straight. Fortunately, I was able to do that to myself, but like
That's terrible.
Oh.
I used to listen to yourself in the most perfect way last night because this kid was talking about some people are really stupid, and then proceeded to say something really stupid, and I was like, "Remember a minute ago how you talked about people being really stupid?" And I was like, "For the love of God, just listen to yourself."
Yeah, perfect. Oh, I love that.
But that was actually like where it made sense. And my coworker will use that. Will be like, "Dude, I went home last night and I just had a really good night." And you'll be just like, "Listen to yourself," and you're like,
yeah.
What did I
know-
say?
I don't
Like-
even. I've never even met this guy, but like the stuff he says is legendary.
"Oh, it is. It's great."
But yeah, he would basically like be like, yeah, I went home and I made I had a nice chicken cordon bleu with a baked potato, and he'd be like, dude, listen to yourself.
Yeah.
it's like what? Well, listen to what? But yeah, no, so that was like a really bad. I've played World of Tanks, and World of Tanks has a filth all its own.
Yeah.
But like I won't say it's better. It's all horrid, but it's somehow like everybody's kind of on the same page in that game. Like everybody's dealing with the BS grind. Everybody's getting like one shot by the guy who buys gold ammo and gold tanks and stuff. You just deal with it, So like you're kind of all in the same boat. Whereas like the Counter-Strike thing, it's not. You're not in the same boat because some people are just plainly better at the game.
I love seeing spicy stuff in the World of Tanks chat. That's always
It's amazing.
that always just enhances the experience so much.
Yeah, some of our favorite quotes have come from that game's chat. Not even the voice chat, just the text.
Just the text chat.
Voice
yeah.
chat in Call of Duty is still like peak Xbox Live chat.
Is it?
Good.
Like,
Oh,
and the
dude.
best part is like if you still go on and play Call of Duty, and especially if you play S&D, so Search and Destroy,
Okay.
which is like their version of the Counter-Strike mode. It opens comms for both teams at the end of the round. And when it- before it loads the next one, while it shows the final kill cam and everything like that. And just like it gets so toxic so fast.
Yeah.
Like after like the first round, it's just instant toxicity between both teams. And not only that, like it has that classic Call of Duty thing to where like as soon as there's too many people talking, it just starts cutting out. So you'll just hear like a bunch of people, but like if someone like if it just did it to one person, like they'd be talking and be like that's all it does to their voice. But now multiply that by like 12 people in a lobby, like a 6-on-6 team, and everyone's running their mouth at each other. So it's just like it's like this cacophony, like, and like occasionally like one word, like a single like syllable word will make it out, and normally it's a racial slur.
Oh yeah,
But so like,
It's a
you just
gamer
hear that
word, yep.
and like
A gamer
swear
word.
words and everything, like between the gamer words and the swear words, and the whole time it's like yeah, like oh man, like there's a certain point where like oh I can't do it anymore that much anymore, but like sometimes you just get in there and you just let it go. Like you sometimes you just gotta release the filth.
Yeah. Again, I'm fortunate that I live alone because, like, I think if anybody else had heard that, I would have been mortified.
Yeah, it's a different. It's like a different, completely different. It's like the monkey brain taking over.
It really is. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
another state
Lizard
of
brain
being.
kicks in, and it's like you have to celebrate your victory. You have to rub it in that thing's face. And like I had to do that, and I did, and I immediately was like, oh no.
And it's like You'd be surprised the things you can get used to over
Yeah,
there.
yeah. No joke. It was literally that. Like,
Yeah.
Oh.
He's just kind of sitting there.
Like
and it's
I actually like I'm feeling like a little bit of heartburn like just thinking about it it's like biting back at me like the vitriol.
Well, I mean, I
Oh,
remember
it's,
like Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 1, like just like online chats. And
Oh
like,
yeah,
oh,
that game
horrible.
was.
you either like you.
I
had
mean, I would
people-
come over to see you playing it, and I would just hear the crap, like the absolute manure
Oh, yeah.
that is just being like shoveled into that game's voice server. Like it's awful.
One of the best
but
things
it's great.
was playing the Starship Troopers theme song over.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Just the absolute.
Oh,
the
man.
game becomes instantly more epic. You have explosions going off.
Yeah. It becomes instantly less epic if you play that over your microphone to other people because then all they hear is and like they just hear like this crackly. It's awful.
Oh man, the amount of shit. Just,
And then the last thing I did, I saw 2 movies this week. I was trying to see. There was a local theater that was playing The Thing.
Oh, dude.
And
oh damn.
yeah, we were going to go see that, and I went to go buy tickets for everybody because, I lived the closest to the theater. And I get up to the desk, and they're like, oh, yeah, we're probably not playing that. And I was like,
Probably.
wait, what?
What?
Yeah,
fuck
probably
you mean?
not. I didn't know what that meant at the time. My friend later called, like, 'cause I basically was just like, okay, I need to let my friends know that, like, yeah, don't come to town because we're not going to be
Yeah.
able to see the movie. But my other friend later called the theater, and I guess they had done a showing of it on Sunday, and there was either an issue with the film or the projector, and basically like the aspect ratio was all screwed up,
Yeah.
the sound was bad, and I remember when I was in the theater, like I saw like one of the doors was like taped off with caution tape, so it was like, oh yeah, so they probably closed that thing down. So
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. It was just kind of a bummer. So we wound up like. Yeah, and then like the other theater that was going to play it was like 45 minutes away or something. We were like, nah, like for me, and I was the closest, and we were like, nah.
Oh dude, yeah, no.
So we wound up just going over to my friend's house and putting it on his big screen at home, and that was a great time. But then the other movie I saw was actually I saw this a couple weeks ago, but I forgot to talk about it. It was a newer movie by David Cronenberg. I think it's still in theaters. It's like a limited run called Crimes of the Future, and I hated it. It was a bad movie. Like, okay, so I don't really know how to get into the plot. It's such a bullshit. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Is that legal? Okay. Yeah. It's a bullshit plot. It makes like it's like really artsy fartsy, but like also like really in your face. So it's like you could just tell like they're just getting high on their own fumes, like just like oh yeah, oh yeah, this is the future. But like the future is like just this horrible place where it's like nobody can feel pain or get disease or anything.
Oh, that
So
just
people
sounds
are basically
miserable.
just like hurting themselves in order to like experience anything.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's really like so off the walls. And what was really disappointing about it was that like Cronenberg is famous or infamous, depending on how you slice it, for disgusting movie monsters. Like that is his claim to fame is just these horrible things. I mean, like he did The Fly, didn't he? Was it The Fly?
no.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Like that's his his modus operandi, and there was a disturbing lack of any Cronenberg stuff. Like there were 2 things that I don't really think they're spoilers to talk about. One is like this big meat bed. We called it the testicle bed because it kind of looks like half a nutsack, but it was like this weird thing that this guy had to sleep in because he couldn't sleep any other way. And it had like these weird like tentacles that would like attach to his arms and stuff, so that way he could sleep. And then there was like another guy there was another thing, I guess, that was like a meat. I called it like the dentist chair, but it was like it basically it looked like a dentist chair. Like it had like these foot pegs and like these big arm things. But the whole time the chair is like swaying side to side and like moving you around because apparently in the future it's hard to eat food. So the chair is somehow helping people eat their food.
What?
Yeah, it's absolute insanity, and it sucks. So don't waste your time with it.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was that. That was my week. So
So that movie you probably felt about that movie the way I felt about Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah.
How did
Yeah.
you feel about Dragon Ball
I
Evolution?
fucking hated it.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, that's the live action one.
When, when you make Goku start asking Grandpa Gohan to teach him to like girls, you've already lost me in the plot.
Yeah.
That's like the first 5
Teach
minutes.
me to like girls.
Why do you have to teach him?
Yeah, wait a minute. I always thought that was kind of like,
his
you
specific-
like them or you don't.
Yeah.
Like, do you learn?
His specific line was, "Teach me how to get girls." It's like, it's like, this isn't Goku. Goku doesn't even know any. He
Well,
didn't
how
know what
to
a girl
get
was
girls.
until.
No,
he didn't even
Goku
know-
doesn't care about women. He basically only cares about being the strongest. He
Yeah.
He didn't
neglects
even know
his
what a
wife
girl
and his
was until he
children.
met Bulma.
For what?
Yeah.
What's he trying to like be
Because
strongest? Like
because he wants to be. He's a god. Whatever.
It's Goku.
mean, he's a
the
god
whole,
now,
the whole
so-
point
Yeah.
is he just has to be the strongest.
yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Well, yeah. Before I derail any more of this, so that was my week.
Yeah.
Matt,
Matt's
how was your week?
All right, so before we get into my week, I wanted to mention something because you mentioned The Fly earlier.
I did. Yes.
I have another movie that I have not watched yet that reminds me very much of The Fly that is absolutely an endurance test.
Okay.
It is simply called Bite.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Okay.
And it's about this girl that goes on vacation and gets bit by something, and within a week later, she's puking up insect eggs in her apartment. And it's just an absolutely disgusting endurance test. Like I don't even think I'm gonna be able to like do it. Like
Let me know when you watch that. I'll come over.
oh yeah.
We'll see how long we can last.
We have to make it like a thing. Like we're
Yeah.
like some of us who can think we can tolerate
Like
it
this
can
is
do it.
this is something that we tend to do like as well. Like we just find like filth movies and just watch them.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like the filthiest movie I've ever seen is literally a movie called Trash Humpers.
Oh god.
Yeah, yeah.
I
It's
couldn't
awful.
even watch
it.
it.
It sucks. It's the worst. Don't watch it. Like it's not even like don't watch it because it's gross. Don't watch it because it's stupid.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
I will watch just about anything that's considered a disturbing movie. Like I'll go
Oh, yeah,
out of
yeah,
my
yeah.
way to find just weird, disturbing, stupid movies.
The number of times, like 10 years ago, you would reference the Human Centipede.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, like that.
Well, no, now it gets like remember like Eraserhead. That was another.
Oh yeah,
weird one.
Eraserhead.
Like,
Yeah.
There's so many, but Bite was on the list, and it's just a pure endurance test, and that's one we go.
All right.
Have to.
I mean, think about all the filth we did watch. And
Oh, yeah.
some of it was just like, how corny and stupid could it possibly be? Like good old Thanksgiving.
That's
Oh,
actually
true.
worth watching.
Yeah,
Trash
it actually
Humpers
is,
is just.
Yeah, but it's still pretty painful to watch. Like if you're not in a room full of people, try watching Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Like try watching it by
That's
yourself. You're gonna be in
that's
fucking
true.
pain. Like
Yeah.
Well,
That's true.
Yeah, I guess we're all kind of drawn to like because I think I'm actually just drawn to bad movies. Like I
Yeah,
don't know
I
how
kinda
this
am,
happened. to
too.
me. Like I have a copy of The Amazing Bulk, which is the word. It's horrible.
I have a copy of Frogs.
Frogs rocks
frogs,
though.
Yeah.
That's another one that, like, if you don't watch it with people, you might laugh, but it's going to be painful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you're watching it alone or if you're trying to watch it critically, it's awful. But like if you get like a group and you cheer for the frogs, like it's awesome.
That was the best
Yeah.
$3 like I've ever like on the
Yeah,
DVD.
yeah.
$3.
This is like a bargain
Yeah.
bin.
I'm pretty
DVD.
sure I left the price tag on the DVD. $3. Oh yeah.
Yeah, why
perfect.
not at that point?
Perfect. So what else did you do?
Anyway, so yeah, for my week and away from
Right, that
disturbing
wasn't even
movies.
your week.
I do that too. Like I do a lot of that with like YouTube videos. Like
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
just put on like random stuff in the background of just disturbing things.
Yeah.
And one thing that I saw this week, and I don't even know why this is coming up, but you'll find it disturbing. We'll all find it disturbing. It was like an hour of Reddit confessions.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The first one, we open up with a guy who likes to infect himself and others with parasites.
With parasites.
Parasites.
Not so like a bug chaser.
Kind of, yeah, like
For reference,
like, okay.
that's like someone who like chases down STDs.
Yeah.
kind of,
bug
yeah,
chaser.
basically, but not like. It has to be like crabs or like lice or like.
Oh God! What?
What?
We'll say lice. We'll use lice as an
All right.
example.
Yeah. Lice. Okay.
They like to go around and like get lice, and they'll infect themselves with certain parasites that could be like there was one that lives under your eyelid. This guy would infect himself with. Dude,
Yeah, but,
the
but
fuck,
what was the
dude?
purpose? Like, did
he had no purpose. It was like a
Nah,
fetish or something.
That's one of those where it's like, all right, you're you know, you're supposed to say like, you know, don't judge kinks, like judge with free zone. No, fuck you.
This,
No,
yeah.
I'm gonna
No,
judge.
fuck
I'm
you.
gonna judge eye parasites.
That-
He's like, I
that's-
don't want to
like
hurt
the-
anybody, but I don't feel any guilt, and we're like,
No, you don't feel any guilt. That's a like
It was-
sociopath,
dude, that was the first comment on the video. It was like, dude, we're not even a minute in, and we're getting the guy with the parasites is on. What the
Oh,
hell?
God.
Yeah, no, we're
That's a brother get the flamer, the heavy flamer point.
That was the worst
yeah.
one. I
Burn
think
him
that was
alive.
actually the worst one too. That actually opened up with the worst one, and it didn't really get much worse throughout the.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I
There
guess
was
it's like the
bad
thing,
things,
like, you
but-
know, you eat a frog for breakfast, and now the rest of your day is going to be a piece of cake. Like, that's
No, there was some bad things on
So-
there, but that was just like, what?
Disturbing.
Like, yeah, just pure
So-
disturbing. Yeah.
Did this come about with Ian?
No, it didn't actually.
Wow.
no. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, for those who I feel like we've mentioned it before, but yeah,
Yeah.
we have a friend named Ian, and he is our resident filth magnet. If you leave him anywhere in the vicinity of a computer,
He will
you
find
will
filth.
wind up with shit porn or like just
Not shit porn, just
no.
weird
He's done
shit.
it before.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know
has he?
that, yes, on your computer.
Dude.
No, on my computer it was the fucking weird like latex. It wasn't
no,
Oh
no,
my
it
god!
was-
Yeah,
there was
no, no,
that.
no. That was one time when we were all at your place. I
Yeah.
will never forget that because we're just kind of sitting there watching car videos and Ian's like, "Oh, you guys gotta check this out." And he gets on the computer and he pulls up this it's like super hardcore latex fetish shit. Like you're seeing people in vacuum beds on YouTube and he's like,
Yeah,
"What the
yeah, that's
fuck
what
is
it was.
going on?"
I don't know. One time he looked up that thing where like people sit in like cakes and then fart into them or something. Like
cake
he
farts.
He did look that up on your computer. I
Yeah,
know
That was you guys. That was an influence from I don't remember who came up with that originally. But I was
but
like,
that,
oh,
that was a good old like shock video. Was cake farts.
Yeah. Well, no, he found like a catalog of
Oh,
them.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
there
yeah.
was like there were like a bunch of different ones.
Yeah, but that started with cake farts. And
yes.
Cake farts had that like fucking Midwestern woman was like, "Oh, you know what I like the most? Some good old fashioned cake farts."
yeah. My computer was subjected to a lot of abuse through its time.
Yeah.
Torment.
Fortunately, the hard drive is dead. It basically blew its own brains out, so it didn't have to remember that anymore. It brain bleached itself.
We still have to go through that computer and get my stuff off of
We
it.
do.
I'm kind of scared to push the power button. on that thing.
I am too. Yeah, I'm afraid like
Just make sure it's completely disconnected from the network.
yeah.
I had a dream. I had a dream that we did it and it worked. I hope that's a sign.
It might. I never quite tracked that one down. It's either the hard drive's dead, which is it's a mechanical drive, so entirely possible, or the motherboard SATA controller's dead. In which
Yeah.
case, you just plug it into another computer and it should work.
Hell yeah.
So, but the only way we'll know is if we try.
Yeah.
That'll have to be a day.
Yeah.
But
Subject that to another computer. You
Sorry,
better
that
go get
was-
a clean computer for that one.
yeah, that was another tangent. So you looked up, you listened to like 1 hour of horrible
Yeah. I listened
Redditor.
I listened to a bunch
kinks.
of weird stuff, but like, yeah, that was one weird thing throughout my week. But we were just talking about disturbing crap. What else did I do? Oh, I made like the final push on my garage, getting it all cleaned out. I'm gonna start working on the caddy soon.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be
nice.
out of the fucking garage finally for the
The
first
red
time
one?
yep,
dude.
for like 3 years. It hasn't been.
I was gonna say, yeah, that thing's been
So
laid
you're
up for
finally
a
getting
while.
the parts for it.
I have all the parts for it. It's literally just like a matter of painting the underside of it and putting it back together.
Nice.
Putting like the rear end back on, all the control arms and all that stuff.
Nice.
That's pretty much it, and then that will be back and running again. I have to get
And then a little bit of that front end, right? Because it's
the
still
front end has to be
crunched.
done too.
Yeah.
That's like I did the whole suspension basically. So this is the rear end.
Yeah.
And then we got to do the front,
Right.
which is going to be even scarier, pulling the springs out. And,
Yeah.
that's
Go
going to
get
be
a
that's going to be
spring
scary. And yeah, I have to get a like a little pressure washer gun, like a small one, which I've come to find that they're expensive. Some of them, but they're
Yeah.
pretty badass.
Anything new with the Burb?
Yeah, I drained my coolant system out. It was disgusting, so I filled it back up with more water and more cleaner. So
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Oh,
you're
yeah,
running
you're
the
trying to clean
cleaner
it,
stuff.
I don't think my radiator's clogged. I think we're good there. So
So it really is just like a weird typo on the.
yeah, it was.
Because you were saying like it wasn't taking enough coolant or something.
Yeah, it was weird. I blew out. I like tried a little experiment here. You want to hear some redneck engineering? This is
Go on.
this is beautiful. All right. So we have this DeWalt leaf blower.
Yeah.
I just call it
I already like where
I
this
just
is
call it
going.
an expensive broom because that's what I use it for. I just use it
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
broom.
They're awesome brooms. Yeah.
But I also used it like stuck the end of like one of the radiator hoses into this thing, and it just blew all the water out of the block perfectly. Like it worked.
Yeah.
You didn't have a slightly even remotely similar hole. You just stuck the end of the hose, hit, and it worked.
Yeah.
I was like,
Sweet.
this is the coolest tool ever. Like,
Nice. Yeah, because I was there like the first time you were trying to drain it out. And yeah,
Yeah,
you were
that
just
was
blowing
fun.
it like normally, and it's like, oh god, that's gonna take
I
forever.
mean, real talk. Joey and I went to lunch before the podcast, and I ate like 9 fucking tacos from Baja Tacos.
Woo!
I munched out. It was awesome. But literally, we're talking about it at lunch about like, oh yeah, every single one of us when we were kids, we totally tried to use the leaf blower as a jetpack.
yes.
oh, dude,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Growing up in the 90s, you saw it in how many 80s movies, like jetpacks and stuff. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
that backpack leaf blower that's gas powered. Yo, that looks like a jetpack. Let's
Are
try
you-
and use it as jetpack.
Yeah.
With a skateboard, you sit on the skateboard
Yeah,
and
yeah,
turn
yeah.
it backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all did it.
If it was powerful enough, it actually kind of worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I actually saw a video of some guy doing it with like a wind sail, and he was
Yeah.
like using the leaf blower into the sail, and that actually. I feel like
that's
that.
awesome.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can
know
do
whether that works better or worse. I feel like part of me is like, oh, so like that feels like a horrible transfer of energy, but at the same time, it's like, well, I don't know. Maybe
I mean, it works.
It's endless.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of. Until you run out of battery or gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, real talk. I've got a fancy one that's just for like drying the cars. That's like really powerful, but it's got a small nozzle on it, specifically from chemical guys, and that thing works.
Wait, what is
nuts.
it?
A blower.
Oh, a blower.
Yeah, it's called the Pro Blow.
Pro blow.
Yeah, Pro Blow. Yeah. Yeah, no, that thing, like, it's so fucking strong. It's just, yeah.
I had a pure filth comment to say to that. I've met a few pro blows in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Yeah, sorry. So what else did you do this week?
So yeah, other than getting that clean, my garage cleaned out, working on the Suburban, pretty had a quiet week. Didn't do too much.
Right on.
I looked up that ATV MX game. It's called Unleashed.
Yeah.
What the hell is it called? Now it's not coming to my head. I was looking into it more this week. I can't wait till that comes
Yeah.
out. It's gonna be fun.
Ultimate, unlimited,
Unlimited,
Unleashed.
Ultimate, Unleashed, Gold.
How many? There's actually
Who
a lot of
knows?
U words you could use as
Yeah.
like the like subtitle to a game.
It looks real, like basically the scenery looks awesome. I think that's a big part of it now, versus like just the riding like it was before. Now like the actual like
Right. Yeah.
environment that you're
Well, because
riding
you think
through
about it,
is
it's
a
like
big
back
part of it.
then, like physics were kind of primitive. So when he had a game with good physics, it was like, oh, this is awesome. But now it's
Yeah.
like a lot of games have good physics. So what do you step up now? You kind of got to find the new thing.
I'm trying to think if I did anything else cool this week. I didn't really watch anything, any movies or anything.
No, but we have to watch this Bite movie.
we do
Yeah.
have to watch this Bite movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Good luck with that.
Oh,
That sounds like that's going to be pain.
it's gonna be a time.
I might invite my friend Alyssa, and she'd probably be able to just sit there and be like, "What's wrong with you guys? There's nothing. This is easy." Like what?
Is she who I think she is?
The one
Like-
from work.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. She's pretty hardcore.
She could watch shit like that and just be like, "It wasn't that bad."
Oh yeah.
Like,
There's a problem.
She's like that kind of person that like if you were doing something and struggling, she'd just like do it for you and be like pussy. Like she just totally like throw you under the bus.
one time she was hitting the drum like
Oh yeah. She was playing PJ's drums like wicked freaking.
this was
Just
like,
wailing on him, like
Yeah.
not like musically, just beating the piss out of him.
we purposely walked out into my street to hear how loud it was, and we were just dying.
Oh
We were
yeah.
laughing
I mean,
so
it
hard.
was like you could hear it vividly.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Like if you were in there, your eardrums were just popping on each bang.
That poor drum kit.
Yeah,
Dude,
that
it's still
poor,
there.
poor
It's
thing.
still sitting there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, you got to clean out that fucking basement.
I know. That's
My den.
my
It's
Whatever,
not even
you're
really
dead.
a dent. No, it's not. We just call it that. 'cause
so I
it's-
can have more room for activities.
Yeah.
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 Look, if you clean that out, we can turn it into something like this.
That's true. We definitely
Like,
could.
if
That'd be
you're
sweet.
going to buy the materials and shit like that, we can turn it into something.
Yeah, or we could just jam out.
That would be sweet. A
a
whole
bomb.
room set up like this with
Yeah, he's got a bone.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, because he ripped apart a toy. That's how it always is.
Every
Yeah,
single
Joey's in the
time.
background.
Joey, ladies and gentlemen.
So you guys know, every single time we have a podcast here, Bowser commits a murder of a toy,
Yeah.
and there is remnants of, just fuzz and
Yeah, usually like
stuffing
in addition
all over
to
the room. Like,
moving the couches and everything, it's like there's a whole process of like picking up all the fluff
Yeah.
and toy guts that Bowser has spewed all over the floor.
That's just what he does.
Yeah, he's just a
He likes ripping
violent,
toys and stuff
he's just
apart.
a violent beast.
I'm just
of
gonna
an
say,
animal.
and with like in recent laws, like people are paying attention to the wrong thing. We've got a murder happening every week here, and nobody bats an eye to it. Like he destroys these toys. I mean, like look at this.
Yeah. Toy lives
Oh, yeah.
matter.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's full of fuzz.
He doesn't mind. He's just like, I got work to do.
Yeah. You know what I've done a couple times? Like he'll be munching on like a toy or something like that, and I'll be eating Cheez-Its. And I'll put like Cheez-Its on him, and like they'll like stick to his fur somewhat, and he'll be like trying to get it off, and he can't get it off. Then he'll forget about it, and he'll go back to like fucking with whatever he's doing, when it's a bone or a toy he's ripping apart, and he'll get up to like move somewhere, like maybe 20 minutes later, and the Cheez-It will fall down, and he'll be like, "Oh, what the." Yo, Cheez-Its.
Awesome.
Yeah, that dog is spoiled. He loves Cheez-Its. He loves everything.
He really is. He's spoiled rotten. He's a very happy dog.
Oh, dude, he always gets
He
he's
is.
always getting French fries and shit every
Yeah.
time we have fries.
Dude, those French fries.
oh yeah,
I
the
missed
fries
out last
were
week.
so
I
good.
know. Ah, that sucks.
The fries and the pizza were awesome last week.
Oh, that's right. You guys did pizza too.
Yeah, we
Dang.
made the pizza.
Yeah. You guys got like.
That was
Homemade
one of those where like me and Alex were talking about what are we gonna do this week, and it's like, well, Eddie's not gonna be here because he's going to
Do a pizza
Taylor's to go play Turtles and eat pizza. And Alex was like, well, I guess that's decided what we're going to do because we're going to play Turtles, and that means I want to eat pizza.
Yeah,
So
right.
we made a bunch of homemade pizzas last week.
Yep. Good stuff.
So
So anything else, or was that your week?
That was pretty much my week.
Fair. All right.
yeah.
Sweet. There's like a bunch of news in the world that we're probably not going to talk about.
Yeah,
'cause,
no, we
you
don't
know,
need to talk about the whole abortion thing. That's
Yeah,
not a topic for this kind of show.
Yeah.
I just wanted to call attention to the horrors, to the war crimes,
The war crimes
Yeah.
to the atrocities
that Bowser has committed
that
here
Bowser
today.
commits on a weekly
You know what's
basis.
worse? I'll be like, I'll go to sleep one night and he'll have a toy, and I'll wake up and there'll be like fluff everywhere. It's like in The Godfather when he wakes up and there's like the head of the horse in his bed. Yeah. Oh, it's like toy fluff everywhere.
Oh my god!
Bowser, you really get into this too, because you look at my hand and your tongue is really slobbery now. Like you were really
Because he's been munching on that bone, dude.
he was real into that. Real into that.
My cat likes
This is
anything
disgusting.
like crinkly, anything that like crinkles. So like
Oh yeah, she does.
especially tinfoil and stuff. So like, for instance, I had a letter. I was opening a letter this week with that plastic on the on the envelope.
Yeah.
Dude, like she will just destroy.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
She's
so
so small.
you know what you do with that? Take like a plastic bag, like a grocery bag, like kind of like shake it to get it like full poof, like full air or
Yep.
whatever, and put it down next to the cat, and like when the like just kind of like tap the back a little bit so it crinkles a little bit, and almost always the cat will go into the bag.
Oh yeah.
And when
Yep.
the cat's in the bag, you just kind of poke it in different spots. The cat freaks out.
Yep, she
Yeah,
was
he
doing
loves
that
it.
today with a paper bag, a big paper bag. She's
Yeah.
just like freaking out.
Yeah, Jumper does that. Freaks
Awesome.
out. He loves it.
Yeah, for those who don't know, there is a cat around here somewhere named Jumper.
Yeah.
I've met this cat once.
Solid
I think.
black. He'll come
Yep.
down. He pretty much he spends most of his time down here now. He's not afraid of the basement.
Oh, okay.
Now that he understands that this is where I live and where his buddy Bowser lives, he comes down here all the time.
Oh, that's good.
All the time. So
Right on.
yeah. Oh, one thing I didn't talk about is I went and I sat down and I corrected and fixed all the settings on the sim rig so it's not acting weird anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, no more like you start to oversteer or whatever just a little bit, and like you can't correct it. Like if you just like power over a little bit, the car just goes into the wall. No more of that. I fixed that.
Oh,
Sweet.
nice.
Nice.
Basically some settings got mixed up on, between Assetto and the firmware for the wheelbase and everything itself. So that's fixed and working. And then obviously after I did that, I just hopped on and like just started banging out lap after lap in old DTM cars on Nürburgring.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Oh,
Like,
those cars are badass.
I just got in like that old like E30
yeah.
BMW DTM car, and like I was doing like my first lap, and like I don't drive Nürburgring all the time, but like my first lap on it, I did like 10 minutes 30 seconds, and I spun 3 times.
That's
Nice.
That's
And then like after that, I was doing like 8-9 minute laps
nice.
without spinning and stuff like that. Yeah, just banging them.
I was gonna
having
say, in
fun.
those DTM cards, it's actually hard because they're pretty powerful.
Yeah, and
They're all like rear wheel drive.
yeah, like the rear wheel drive about 300-400 horsepower, and they get down.
Yeah.
They get down. Yeah, but like that BMW, that E30 is so much fun because like pretty much from like it revs out to like 9,000.
Oh my god.
So yeah, it's only a 5-speed, but it revs out to 9,000.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
one of those ones where like it's like sneakily fast because you never realize just how fast the car is. It's only 300 horsepower. Yeah, but 300 horsepower that revs out to 9,000.
Yeah.
Like most cars only rev out to like 775.
Right.
Like you get in that thing and it's like, oh, you've got an extra like 1,500 to like rev out and roll through. So like that thing just like it's sneaky how fast it gets going. And that was a lot of fun to just bang out a bunch of laps. And then I get I did get a new game on there,
Oh, yeah?
Overdrift Festival.
Oh, okay.
It's like it's kind of Forza, like kind of like Forza Horizon. It's just drifting on like a little open free world map, but like that game is one where like you got to sit there and tweak the settings like a real car and everything like that. It's not friendly, so I suggest you guys don't play that one for now.
Okay.
Just because I haven't like figured out any cars or car setups yet.
Right.
Like I haven't like I've only spent like an hour in it.
Yeah. That's fair.
And like that's something where I gotta dig into that and figure some stuff out. And like I've watched some videos, and that's why I got it and everything like that. And it's like it's literally one of those like if you don't know how to set up a car or anything like that, as soon as you go to throw it sideways, you're just gonna spin. Like if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. So that's me basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm trust me, I'm not trying to deter you guys from playing it. I'm just saying like if you don't know how to set up a drift car,
Yeah. No, I don't.
or like what you're looking at when it comes to setting up like that drift car and those menus and stuff like that, just stay out of that one for now.
That's fair.
I mean, I'm not saying you guys can't play it, but you're just gonna sit there and just like, whoa, what the
No, I'm more used to like
hit the walls.
the,
You're gonna go get in the DTM cars
yeah.
and blast around Nürburgring. That's all you ever do.
What's a DTM car again?
The
The
Dutch.
BTCC,
Uh.
like all your '90s like touring cars.
Oh,
well,
right,
okay,
right,
yeah.
right.
So like, yeah.
I had
no,
to,
know
I had to
exactly
break
which
down
car you're-
BTCC.
Yeah, a British touring car championship.
Yes. Yeah.
So like you remember in the '90s, like they'd have like all the cars, like the Audis and the BMW,
Yeah.
like the E30s and the 190Es, and it would just be like a fucking brawl.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
the
those
cars
are
would come
sweet.
in like with half the bodies gone. Yeah, but they don't care.
The Mercedes was so sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mercedes.
Anything to win those races.
I
Like,
think they were in Gran Turismo as well. They had like the Opals and stuff.
yeah,
They would race
All of
those. Yeah.
all of them. Yeah, and then now that's become like,
Okay, don't lick my knees. That's weird.
yeah. Now you're
Uber.
looking at like GT3 and stuff like that for
Yeah.
that stuff. But
Oh, Bowser,
know.
now you love it on me.
You
Look
know
at
what's a
this.
fun car in that on that Nürburgring or in that game in general?
in a Seto,
The hatchback Civic.
yeah,
Dude, that thing is fun as hell.
yeah, because it's like it just grips
Yeah, it just grips and it just goes and it just
and like it's fast as like a street car, but it's not like fast.
yeah.
But like because it's light and it just grips, like you can just like hold it flat out around so many corners, even on Nürburgring.
Yep, yeah, it's so much
So-
fun.
Yeah, like you just get that momentum and just keep hauling it. Like you are hauling the mail in that. I think it's an EK if I remember correctly.
How much does it cost to actually bring your car to the Nürburgring? Like
Well, for us, probably
aside
a
from
lot.
from shipping it there, but I mean
Oh,
like
okay.
what is like the do
I
you
actually
have
don't
any
know.
idea? I
You
know
got to
it's-
go there on like special track days and everything, and I'm pretty sure it's a couple $100 for like registration. I do know this: like if you hit the wall or
it's
anything
wicked
like that,
expensive, right?
you are liable for every single bit of damage, and you have to replace everything. It's coming out of your pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I do always every once in a while though, like
The
because
walls
when
are-
you're sitting at the computer, it's, I got 2 monitors, so like the second monitor is
Yeah.
always like some weird YouTube thing, and sometimes it's cop videos, and that's always fun. But a lot of times it's also like first person, like some guy driving the Nürburgring or whatever.
yeah,
There's one guy who was driving it. I think it was in a 240 SX or something, and like, oh man, that's just such a sweet ride.
Yeah.
Listening to that thing like wind up, and I mean he shifted
The
perf-
SR.
I don't remember.
Well, the 240s had the SR.
Oh,
the
the
turbo
engine. Yeah. And just again, he's like banging every shit. Like it's all perfect. Like man, what a lap.
Yeah.
It's just awesome to have that plan.
I like seeing things that shouldn't be on the Nürburgring.
Yeah.
Like
Like
Dodge vans and
yes.
like SUV, like old SUVs and trucks,
And Unimogs.
motorcycles with a sidecar.
Dude, that is
Vespa
like a thing
scooters.
all its own. I actually don't really like. I don't know much about motorcycle racing in general, but I also know that like motorcycle sidecar racing is like a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, and
Oh,
they're doing
yeah.
it like circle track style, and
It's
they're jumping them
badass.
and everything. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's freaking crazy.
Totally like
That is
dangerous.
like such a weird skill set.
Speaking of motorcycles and sidecars, there's a dude at the kickboxing and jiu-jitsu place that me and Alex go to.
Yeah.
He's got a Russian one, a Rugal.
Oh
Yes!
no
Like,
way!
yeah, it's sweet. It's
Oh,
awesome.
Do they have the sidecar?
Yeah, sidecar and everything.
Yeah.
And he got it. It's like that military green and like cream white with like black wheels and stuff. It's so nice.
I
Those are-
saw a motorcycle with a sidecar coming here, I think last week or something like that.
I've
Yeah.
I wonder
seen
if that was
more and
it.
more of them around lately, but I haven't seen.
It's
the
the time of year.
I want to see a Ural though. Like that's cool. Not
Yeah.
Ural. What is it called?
The Rugal.
Rugal.
Yeah, I just roll by Woos and like Tuesday at like 7:00, he's there. That thing.
Because I seen. I know they made one. I don't know if it was that one. I know there's a Russian motorcycle that's like it was again like an army bike, and it was infamous because the sidecar has to be attached because it's actually like half of a rear axle.
Yeah.
So like that side wheel is actually powered.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
But it's like, yeah, you're not supposed to run it without the sidecar because otherwise it's just like it'll like shred itself to pieces or something. But I don't know if it's that bike. It's some Russian bike, and like obviously the Russian bikes are built horribly and have horrible power. But over here they're a novelty.
Oh.
They're very cool.
Speaking of Russian vehicles, the dude over here in Hudson was selling a Lada a couple weeks ago.
Really?
He had like one of
dude.
like the Lada cars, like the 4-door cars, sedans. You want a Lada?
Yeah, oh yeah, I know a Lada. It's
Uh.
basically like a Russian junky Fiat.
I really should own a Russian car in my
He
fleet.
Oh,
right now, if you go by, he's got tons of vans. He's even got like one of like the camper style vans, like the JDM camper vans.
Oh, I saw that.
So it's small, but it's large.
yeah. Like it's short, but it's long.
Is this that place in Hudson?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got what are
Cut
you
it
talking
out.
about? He's got a couple like Jeeps,
What's the matter?
and then he's got a whole line of Land Cruisers,
Oh yeah.
Yep.
like 60s and 90s, like
Oh,
awesome.
badass.
I wish I could work at that place. That place is awesome.
Yeah, they get a lot of cool stuff over there.
They really do.
Fucking
Yeah, that place is badass.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I that's another thing I tend to watch. Like I always look up videos of. I think there's a couple of guys in the States here who have like Trabants, which if you don't know what
Yeah.
those are, they're horrible East German little communist cars made out of plastic with like 2-stroke engines, and it's horrible. It's basically a caveman car.
Yeah.
Like this miserable column shift. It's like that Simpsons joke, you know, like put it in H. Like that's, but yeah, I watch those, and you know, people with like, there's like some guy over here in the States who's got like a Reliant Robin, like the
Wow,
3-wheeled
yeah,
like
yeah,
piece
yeah.
of junk from
That
England.
flips, that
That's
just
crazy.
rolls.
Yeah. It's surprisingly, it actually doesn't flip all that much. It's because it's got like an open differential or whatever. So as soon as one wheel's off the ground, all the power's gone.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh yeah, you have to actually like really try to flip it,
Yeah.
because once the power's gone, it'll just slow down and then it'll kind of sit itself back down. But it is funny to see this because it's like it's such a Fisher Price car. Like it's
Yeah.
it's just built so horribly.
Yeah. Speaking of videos, you want some cool videos to watch?
Sure.
You should go look up the channels Vegetable Studio,
Vegetable Studio.
Shifter, and C Toretto. Those are all guys that do like sim racing stuff.
Oh, okay.
But they do like Shifter and C Toretto do like crazy drift stuff. and they set the games to like the absolute maximum graphics. Same with Vegetable Studio does cool things. He did one today, which was like, it was like high power 4-wheel drive versus like small 4-wheel drive. It was like a Lamborghini, like Murcielago versus one of the GR Yaris's on a mountain.
Oh, okay.
And like it's just kind of one of those where it's like him and his friends running it, but like yeah, at the start like that Lamborghini's like out front, but then like that Yaris just eats it alive because it's in the mountains, like in those tight mountain roads. Like the Lamborghini, while it's fast, it's got to get there, and like it doesn't have the stuff, so like that little Yaris just eats it alive. But Vegetable Studio does stuff like that, and like he's got one where if you didn't know what you were looking at, you'd actually think it's two 350Zs racing in the mountains. You think it's a real video, but it's not.
Oh, jeez.
Like I'll show you guys that one afterwards. Like that guy's got a cool channel. But yeah, like C Toretto does all kinds of drifting stuff. Like he puts one up every couple days of him like drifting something real hard. Like he'll do like a full mountain pass and back. Like and while he's like in one line as he does the whole mountain, like if there's like a cutout or like a parking lot, he'll go off and do some donuts and then keep the drift going and everything. And then Shifter kind of is a newer dude, started doing the same thing.
Nice. Sorry,
yeah.
I'm gonna transition topics like again.
Yeah, it's all good.
But so you just speaking of graphics made me think of it. I'm actually thinking I'm gonna do a system upgrade on my computer.
Oh yeah.
Finally, I'm a little overdue. I mean, not that overdue. It's like I built this thing in 2020. But I'm not gonna get a video card for it. I basically just want to upgrade everything but that because I know like new video cards are kind of like on the horizon. So
we gotta see what's coming.
Exactly.
It looks like AMD's bringing back the like where the 950 class was like 2 cards and 1 chip. Looks like they're bringing that back.
That would be cool. That would be some badass stuff. But yeah, you know, because I've got my CPU's like a Ryzen 5 3600, which yeah, you know, it's not the greatest thing. I don't mind it. Like it's
It's
fine.
good for gaming. Like if that's what you're gaming. The SimRig PC is just a 5600X.
Yeah.
So-
Like the Ryzen 5s are pretty great, but you know, I also know that AMD's looking to jump ship on that platform, the AM4. And what I have learned in my experience is that even if like you think like, oh, I could just get like, you know, the highest grade chip for my motherboard or whatever, it's like if you don't get it while it's available, you're just not going to get it. Cuz like I had this old Intel system with like a 2500K. And it's like, I think they upgraded to like, I think up to the 4000s, like the 4th gen i7. I never got one. I just stuck with that i5 2500K because after they moved along, by the time like I was ready to upgrade, those chips weren't available anymore. You were just buying them from like some bulk parts warehouse or something. And it's like, this kind of sucks. I'm going to wind up with some really sketchy chip. Bowser,
get down.
what is this?
Oh my god.
Only you guys could
He
see that.
is
Show
adamant
down.
about getting into the shot.
You've been missing the show
Bowser,
over here.
Take him off. Just take him off of Matt's arm. Please.
Been trying to.
All right.
He just
Bowser.
doesn't.
Enough.
No more.
Yeah,
Enough.
knock it off.
He was going after his knees like he was going after Eddie's.
Yeah, that is gross. I don't like when he licks my knees. That's kind of weird. But yeah, I'm looking to get like I was pricing it out today. I'm just gonna keep my. I've got an X570. You know, I don't need a new motherboard. But
Well, if you go for the new Ryzens, you will.
oh, I'm not. I'm just gonna go for the 5th gen.
Because 7000 is coming, and 7000 is AM5.
Yeah, I know. Like they're talking about like jumping to a new platform, but honestly, like I'd rather just max out what I have, and I think buying now is probably decent.
Well,
You know, like 5700X and
I want to do 7900X
yeah.
and a 4090 Ti in the next build. But we'll see what happens. I don't know. Speaking of the whole cards thing and technology thing, did you see Gamers Nexus video this week about power transients and like the issues that's been going on?
No.
Yeah, they did a deep dive where they were looking into like all the power supplies and stuff, and basically they're talking about how like the GPU manufacturers are just going back and forth with the power supply manufacturers, talking like all this shit about everything. Because if you have like one of these newer computers, it'll be like, oh yeah, well, you know, you only need like a 750 watt or like an 850 watt power supply.
Right.
But then you'll just be sitting there and you'll hit like a massive load or something, and all of a sudden your computer just shuts off.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's because it spikes from the GPU will cause a spike that's too large
Right,
for the
right.
power supply to handle it. But then the GPU manufacturers and the CPU and the power supply manufacturers keep going back and forth, passing the buck on each other.
Right. It's like Comcast saying like it's not our service, it's your modem.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. It's super irritating, but it's
Yeah.
real. It's gonna be real interesting to see what happens with the new parts later this year, though.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping.
Well, yeah, because I guess like the new graphics cards, like the rumor mill says that these things are going to be crazy power hungry.
Yeah, like 500 watt TDPs.
Yeah, which is
450, 500, which is massive.
that is stupidly large. Like for reference, like a modern card now is like maybe what
350, 400.
like yeah, but that's like max like uber
Yeah,
load,
that's like
you know?
that's like a 3090 Ti for that.
Right.
Like that's what I was just looking for a 4090, not a 4090 Ti.
Yeah.
But a 4090, like I'd expect to have that eat like 450
Yeah.
TDP.
I mean that kind of makes sense, and I mean it also makes sense given how much like of their dumb effort NVIDIA's put into like, oh, we redesigned the heatsink on our and the PCB on our cards and stuff, and oh whoa,
oh, what are you doing to Jumper?
Jumper finally.
Yeah,
this is the first time I've seen him down here.
Jumper instigates that.
He has
though.
made an entrance.
I don't know. I think he was trying to get away, and then Bowser like just kind of hopped on him.
He likes to troll the crap out
Sorry.
of Bowser.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He
you guys
trolls
can't
Bowser
see
pretty
this,
hard.
so this
yeah.
kinda
Sorry
sucks.
about that. Cat came down. The
But-
cat came to hang out.
But yeah, like for me, like it's never really worth it to upgrade the CPU all the time because most of the time, like you're talking like incremental gains, like fairly small.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting. The big tower is sitting on a 3900.
Yeah, and that's probably enough. Like that's still
Which-
plenty of horsepower, like for these days.
Real talk. That's the third PC I've done with a 3900. That's such a good fucking CPU.
Yeah,
That's such a good CPU because my Axis computer runs one, and then the first one before it melted down, the water cooled one that I did,
yeah.
and then now this one, like that's such a good fucking CPU.
Hmm.
I'm just hoping the 7900 is just as good.
I mean, fingers crossed, right? AMD's
Yeah.
kind of on a hot streak.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could upgrade like the whole platform, but honestly, like the X570 is not that bad. Just get some more RAM for it, upgrade it to like 32 gigs. I just keep on keeping on with my 5700 XT. It's not a horrible card, a little dated, I think, by nowadays standards, but it works fine.
That's what I have, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
XT,
I
yeah.
wound up building his computer, and somehow we wound up with the same graphics card, and yeah,
Hey,
just-
whatever works. And I mean, let's be real here. Prices are finally coming down. So like
yes.
you can go get like if you just want to stick on an X570, you can just go to like the 5950 or 5900X.
I wasn't even
Um,
thinking that. Like honestly, just looking at like the 5700X for like I think Newegg had them for like 280.
Oh, if you're just gonna do that, you're not gonna do that. Go for the 5800X. That's like that's the one that they made for like gaming. That's their gaming one. If that's what you're looking to do, you're not looking for so much.
Oh, I don't want the X3D. Like, that one's kind of a.
No, that's the good one.
I don't like it.
Really?
Yeah, no. I one of the big draws to me about the newer AMD chips is PBO.
Yeah.
I really love it. X3D chips don't handle it very well.
Well, it's because they're made more for just like gaming. That's why.
Yeah, built different. Yeah. Sorry. I know
Anyways.
that's like the tech of the future, but it's like, it's still kind of early stages, and like, I don't think it's worth the markup. So I'll just get the 5700X, be happy with it. And
Yeah. I'm just saying that shit's gonna be cheap real soon.
I know.
It's coming. So
But yeah, and then I'll just keep on with my video card until the new ones come out. I'm hoping I can get, because I do really like AMD. I've always kind of been Team Red, more by coincidence than by choice. Just because like I'm always like, what's the cheapest thing? And
Yeah.
like AMD was always the cheapest. So, I really do envy the NVIDIA cards a little bit. Mostly because of like the NV encoder and
yeah, NVENC.
like they're that is just some
NVENC,
really sweet.
all the CUDA stuff, the CUDA acceleration where it works magic when it comes to editing videos.
Right,
When you're
right.
actually like rendering them out, like CUDA is so fast.
Well, because like my end goal is I would like to start doing
Streaming
some
and
game
everything?
streaming. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which another cool thing too about the NVENC and just the way the CUDA cores work. I was watching a video a little while ago about the M1, the Apple M1 Studio, like the big crazy one that they did just for
it's
editing.
like a couple grand or whatever.
They were comparing it, and obviously, like an M1 Studio is like $5-6 grand, but that Apple M1 chip it's a monster of a chip. But the cool thing is like they put it up against like a Threadripper with like a 3090 Ti in it and stuff like that. And the M1 was doing like really, really, really heavy video or editing workloads faster than a 3090 Ti. Which a 3090 Ti is already really fast. Like I know they did one thing where they were like they were doing rotoscoping and editing. That's basically like, you know, green screen effects without a green screen. And you have to edit the video. You have to rotoscope the video is the editing technique.
Yeah.
And like the M1 chip was like beating out a 3090 Ti, which is crazy powerful.
I mean, I was even looking like, because obviously the Studio is like mad expensive. Like, I don't think I would ever shell out that much, but I was honestly looking at just the stupid Mac Minis. Because it's like, it's still an M1 chip. I mean, yeah, it's not the uber god tier, like Super Saiyan God level.
I won't lie to you.
M1, but it's still a pretty baller chip, and you know I don't really need all the laptop attached to it.
No. Like I won't lie to you. My MacBook's finally dying after 10 years.
Oh, jeez.
I spent like $2,400 on that MacBook, and it's been excellent for 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty old. It's beat up. It like overheats when you're watching YouTube now. Like it'll burn you hot.
Oh yeah.
A 10-year-old computer. What do you expect? But like, I would love to jump to one of those new M1 like Ultra MacBooks, and then I can edit on the MacBook and everything. Because that would help me out a lot.
Yeah, it would.
Like with my time constraints, like I'd be able to do so much more if I had something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm just not gonna spend
the price
$3,500
is still
on
not
a laptop.
there. Yeah, it's like that's the thing. Like a lot of this stuff looks super impressive on paper, and then you see that price point, and you're just like, okay,
I'm good.
Yeah, like that's a little too. That's why I'm kind of like on the fence on the Mini, because it's like I think it's like $700 new, and it's like I mean it's kind of a piece of junk because it's only like 8 gigs of RAM or whatever, and that I don't know. Buying any new computer nowadays with only 8 gigs of RAM sucks, and
bullshit.
I don't know why every manufacturer is still selling them that way.
They do it as a form to mark it up.
Well, like a phone, it makes sense. Like on a phone, 8 gigs is plenty.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
but like, dude,
they should upgrade. They should.
Yeah,
be
like
higher
I've got
than
a
phone,
2-in-1
right?
Lenovo from like a couple years ago, and it's like, oh yeah, soldered in 8 gigs of memory. That's it. And it's like, okay, well, you've basically just stamped that thing with a seal of death. Because at some point, like 8 gigs isn't going to be enough, and you're not going to be able to upgrade it.
I mean, you hit that wall in Windows 10.
Yeah,
The 8 gigs is
honestly,
enough.
yeah.
Just surfing the net, you hit that wall.
Yeah. So, like, I actually switched it over to Linux to try and save some RAM. Because, man, in Windows alone, it was like idle, like 3 gigs. It's like, dude, this is not a very good experience. But, even then, the M1 is still a really appealing chip. I know they have, like, the M2 coming out, but from what I understand, like, CPU side, not a big difference. GPU side, maybe a little more so.
I don't know. Look, all I know is like that was such a good laptop, and I'd like to get another one. I just don't want to pay the Apple tax.
They're built really nice.
Yeah,
I have my friend's hand-me-down from 2008. It's got like the Core 2 Duo with like the NVIDIA graphics in it. Like, I still use it every once in a while because it's fun to kind of look at. Like, it sucks. It's horrible to use nowadays, but like it's still built really well. Like the body of it's really solid, and the keyboard feels nice. The trackpads, I mean, the MacBooks are famous for some of the best.
Way better.
Yeah, just some of the best in the industry. But like, yeah, you know, like 1280 by 800 screen resolution. Like, oh yeah, battery life 45 minutes. Hell yeah.
I mean, shit. You look at my MacBook. I've replaced the battery like 3 times in it.
Oh yeah.
Like that's why it's dying again. I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
I'll just buy another one.
Yeah, it's kind of getting to that point where you got to cut it loose.
But yeah, that's one of those things too, where it's like, yeah, I'd like another one of those, and then something that's powerful enough to edit on, because you can go the way of like more of a gaming laptop for that same price, and you're gonna get a monster of a computer, but like those are still cut down chips that don't have NVENCs, and they don't have like all the fancy CUDA core shit for really doing a lot of the editing work, because they're cut down.
Even if they did, you'd probably just thermal throttle them like in 5 minutes anyway.
Yeah.
So like it wouldn't even matter if that tech was there. Like you're not going to have the thermals to handle that workload. Like that's unless you like actually put it on a desk with like a vacuum cleaner under it or something. Like that's the only way you're going to get anything out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, nerd talk.
Wow.
So I know, super fascinating.
Video games, computers. Yeah, we gotta wrap it up.
I was gonna say, I feel like we're getting near that time, and I don't want to get cut off like last week.
Oh yeah, I did that because we were way over. And it was funny.
I know. But it did
Yeah,
hurt
you
my.
opened it that way and closed it that way. It was actually perfect.
Yeah. It did hurt my pride a little bit though.
It was worth it. It was funny.
Yeah. So should we do our sign offs? Is that
Yeah.
what we're doing? All right. Well, I'm Lord Beardsley. You can't find me on nothing yet, but like I said, if I upgrade my computer and start streaming, I will let you all know because that is something I'm definitely looking to do in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt.
Matt. Yeah.
Yeah, Matt. Yeah.
Caddy Killjoy 666 on Instagram, and that's all I got for now. Instagram.
Mightiest Yeti. You'll eventually, I'll be streaming too, and hopefully shortly we're going to be building my PC.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
Your bonus.
when I get my bonus next month, that's going to be
Hell
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
And
sweet.
You guys want to make a vlog out of it, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Dude.
Yep.
As long
No,
as you're
no.
willing to do it, if you're
I'm
willing to go
willing
down to Micro Center, we'll make a vlog out of it, and then we can do some more videos of actually building it and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Can you get everything for a computer?
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
everything,
Micro
right? Yeah,
Center's
it's
awesome.
Okay. Go into Walmart, but it's only PC.
Okay,
It's
that's
Like
great.
great.
only
PC
PC
parts.
parts. Like it's not just like
Well, you
oh,
can buy
they have a
PCs,
display of
but
like well, you know what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
Like it's not just like oh yeah, it's like the computer section of Best Buy but big. Like no.
No,
It's like
no.
Newegg if it was a retail store.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, it's which that reminded me. I totally had that content idea for you this week. That
Oh.
was funny. Because I thought it'd be funny. It'd be perfect for you, Eddie. Is we get you on like PC building simulator,
Oh yeah.
right? We put you in the story mode or some shit like
PC
that.
building simulator.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Yes. Yeah. It's exactly what you think it is.
Took me a
And it
minute.
gets- like you can custom paint stuff and everything on it. It's super silly, but in the new one that's coming out, Simulator 2, like it has a story mode where you start by fixing up like you're working out of your uncle's old shop.
Oh, perfect.
But I had this idea of like, what if we do like content, like almost like a content series where we have you as like a PC repair shop guy.
oh, good. It's like my dream come true.
Well, no. I just figured we could get you to do some really funny content out of it. It's coming off the Metal Wolf stuff because like there's some stuff where you can be like, oh well, we got to reinstall the operating, we got to reinstall Windows or some shit, and then while Windows installed, just be like, so I remember my first beer,
I remember my first beer. Yeah, it was really tasty. Yeah.
or we put you in front of a camera done up like Louis Rossman. I don't know if you ever
Oh
watched his
yeah,
videos.
yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah, that would just be silly. Like, oh yeah, your dinglehopper's like in the wrong spot, and we kind of have to like we have to like reflow that and like build a new one, and like it's going to be a markup. Yeah,
Yeah, we got to reattach your dongle.
yeah. We got to reattach the
yeah.
dongle. You know, it's
That's gonna
'cause
cost
it's really
50
just not
bucks.
working for you. Yeah, it's going to be $50 at least.
Just plug the USB.
I mean,
back
it would
in.
cost you 75 in China. I'm giving you I'm giving you the best rate.
See, exactly. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You'd be so good at that.
You gotta be like the TV guys from South Park, where they just rip their shirts down like that and just start rubbing their nipples every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, so yeah, you can find me at Grizzly. So Grizzly, most places, other places it'll be Grizzly TV.
TV.
But yeah, other than that, it's just gonna be the classic, and maybe I might get on stream.
Ooh.
And if I get on stream, I might play some Apex.